babies.
Hello.
Hi, Raymond.
How are you?
Wow, it is tank top season
It's
in the
fucking tank
podcast
top.
studio, huh?
Goddamn right, baby.
Wow.
You give me that 90-degree weather once, and it's tan talk season. So
I was
here.
following a little bit of the family's social media posts there when you were down in Disney.
You mean the wife's, not mine.
Yeah, by the way, listeners, really fantastic blog on simplemindsports.com. Ray's experience of the wild world of Disney. If you want to go check that out. The Grammar Guru, it was up there for several days before I had a chance to go in there and take a look. And the Grammar Guru was certainly at it again.
Thank you.
Just, I don't know.
There's some breaths that I took, and I put a period or comma, either or, one or the other.
It was a good 650 word blog
Sentence?
with one period. Either way, no, some really comical stuff. I won't give the headline away, but I did laugh out loud on the one line. It's just a picture of Mickey Mouse and whoever else. These fucking assholes, MIA.
Someone was so disappointed. You just want to see some goddamn characters.
Just ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, you come from the heat of Orlando back to apparently the heat of New Hampshire in the podcast studio. But this is my point. You were rocking every NBA shirtless tank top jersey I think known to man on that trip.
Yeah. Thanks to Wuhan. My friends over at Wuhan just sending me those cheap jerseys.
And that's not an insensitive joke, people. We've been saying that even before. Well, no, we started this during the pandemic, but that's where Ray gets his jerseys.
That's where they're from.
That's why he has so many. They cost $35 a clip because they're getting made over in sweatshops in China. It just happens to be Wuhan, and the world happened to be flipped upside down because of said geographical area. So that's not an insensitive joke. That's just facts.
That's just facts. I can read Mandarin, and that's what it says. Wuhan, China.
Well, I don't think that's. First of all, it's Mandarin, not Mandarin, or the fucking bullshit you just spilled out of your fucking mouth. But beyond the point, yeah. Well, waiting for Bill. The poor man's been stuck in traffic for. What seems
karma's such a beautiful fucking thing, and I love it. I love it.
He wanted to, quote, start his holiday weekend early, left work, and has been in traffic forever.
I think since 4:30, and it's now 7:30.
Yeah, I think since last year he's been in traffic. And then, so we're going to start the show without him. And yeah, it should be a real treat when he joins us.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do the Sunday social hour after. So anybody wants to listen to that, Billy Trashcan
will be at his all-time high.
Will be on full display for Sunday's show that we are recording tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it, Raymond, my friend. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines, May 28th. Welcome to the show. I know this is more of a cold open thing, but I'm just going to tell you. I'm on an undisclosed location.
You're doing like a Felger. You're on, you're in your secret spot.
I'm the other island over. But I've been drinking a lot of not beer.
Yeah.
I feel fantastic.
Me too.
Speaking of that, White Birch Brewing. Just you get nothing but the best at Simple Mind Sports Show. White Birch Brewing is who we are normally drinking on a regular basis. Now, that's the truth. I have not been able to embark in as much white birch as I would like because, I don't live up there. But you spent pretty much 6 months drinking nothing but white birch beer on their dime. Thank you, Dave, the owner down there. I'm sorry, listeners, you probably can't get it for free, but it's worth the $5, $6, $7 a pint. Get on down to the tap room down there in Nashua, New Hampshire. Address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Get yourself a flight, get yourself a pint, get yourself some merchandise. If you see it in the stores, please pick it up. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. And although I'm enjoying a nice vodka drink, they have some very simple, nice sours. They got, I think they got some kind of lager or Kolsch, like just some light, nice, easy summer drinking stuff going on down there at White Birch right now. So,
and if you want to party it up, go get their triple IPA, 11%, something a lot more interesting. My personal favorite. If you want to get the party started early, just have one of those.
When the sun goes down, it doesn't matter what you're drinking. You're just there to party. So there you go. Yeah. And all right. Well, I wanted to start this off with all of the controversy that has sparked up. This is why sports and sports shows are fantastic, because there's never
a dull moment.
Like, even in the lulls, they last for, and then out of nowhere, you are sparked back into some kind of controversy. This one coming from our favorite person to hate, Kyrie Irving, and his ridiculous fucking remarks that have taken on a life of their own, especially here in Boston after their game 2 walloping of the Boston Celtics. But let's hang on to that. I would like to get Bill's take on that. Ray, this show is named after you, Simple Mind Sports Show, bottom of the total poll of dumb. Let's do something a little bit lighter. Let's have a little bit of an airier feel. Let's start Pats. Let's start Patriots.
Oh, okay. Let's start Pats. Go Pats.
We had their first official media practice today. We were all of the beat guys were freaking jazzed up. I think I saw a tweet from Mike Reese said, "I am hyped," with an apostrophe D for practice today. He sent a little video of the quarterbacks throwing. Cam Newton still looks like he doesn't know how to throw in the NFL, and Mac Jones is wearing number 50. So I don't know if you've been well. Belichick always does that. He gives the rookies shitty numbers to make them understand that it's not about your number or you, it's about the team. So here's 50, Mac Jones. You're nothing to me. You're dead to me until you prove otherwise. I'm Bill Belichick. Suck my dick. So yeah, give me your opening impressions on the media coverage here on the first open practice. We got some sound clips out of Bill Belichick you can talk about. We got some sound clips out of some of the guys there. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
Again, you have all these like you got all this big free agents. You got, tight ends re-upped. You got John Sanu. You got Hunter Henry. You got new wide receivers for Cam Newton. And what is he going to do? He's going to shit it all away. I heard he looked like shit at practice, still throwing to the fucking feet. I mean, I don't know. Go out and spend $250 million and you're going to still look like shit because Cam Newton's going to be behind center. It doesn't matter if you have a training camp, if you have voluntary workouts this year, if he's getting all the playbook, he's going to have it down pat. He still can't throw the goddamn ball. So I'm interested in things that they say they might be splitting time, him and Mac Jones. Bill Belichick might have this master plan to play both of them, 2 different playbooks, have them go out there. I don't know how that would fucking work, how that would look, but anyone but Cam right now. Anyone but Cam.
All eyes are certainly on the quarterback. Bob Sossi joined Zolak and Bertrand this afternoon and got some nice clips out of that. I was thinking about it today, Ray. Maybe we'll up our production here and start ripping clips off the internet and add them to the show. I'm not sure exactly how I would do that because
did you quit your day job yet?
I'm gonna have to in order to do that.
Do that.
I was also listening to the Fugger Matt and like Jimmy Stewart was talking about something. I think it was a baseball clip. He's like, yeah, this press conference is 25 minutes long and I cut it down to 2 minutes. Like, that guy earns his fucking money. Fuck Felger.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Stewart earns his God. The producers earn their money. Anyway, a different story for a different day. But Sosi was basically like, yeah, Cam still sucks at the things he sucks at. He's fading balls to the right. He can't really throw accurately to his right side. Mac Jones, and so that was a burn on Cam. And then he said, Mac Jones looks as advertised. He's a little bit small, could bulk up, but he's accurate. He's tight. And the real barn burner was, I forget exactly how he phrased it. This is why we need the audio. But he said the first day from a round 1 quarterback looks better than the third year from a 4th round quarterback. A not so veiled fucking dish on poor Jarrett Stidham. Who
we said Stidham's going to be on the way out now that Hoyer's here.
Fucking Wolves, man.
Now that Hoyer's here, there's a crowded quarterback room. You got to get rid of one of them, and Stidham's the odd man out. He has to be.
It'll be interesting.
You're bringing Hoyer in to help Mac Jones out. You want him to speed up with the playbook, help him be that veteran leadership. If you have questions, what do you do on this play? Here's your answer. Brian Hoyer's been there, done that. Stidham, he's a lost cause. Get him out of the fucking system. That fucking goddamn jersey I have in my closet is going to rot there forever now.
I just like the quarterback Patriot, the bringing Brian Hoyer back makes sense for a couple different reasons. Obviously, number one is the mentoring of Mac Jones without the competitive angle of Cam Newton. Because as much as we want to say about Cam Newton, I agree with you. We're going to let this offense go to waste with Cam Newton at the helm. He's not going to miraculously turn into a good throwing quarterback overnight. It's just not going to happen. but I do think he could probably mentor a young quarterback. I don't think he has that Brady gene in him where he's going to fucking cut off Garoppolo and bury the keys to TB12 and say, fuck you. I think that he would probably help Mac Jones along the way. However, obviously Brian Hoyer profiles as a closer stylistically to Mac Jones. Yeah. And you have to assume that's why they brought him back. Also, I think that they brought him in a year ago and guaranteed him a chance to win the starting job and kind of fucked him on that when they signed Cam. So I think Belichick kind of owes him and likes him. He's his guy. He drafted him, yada, yada, yada. I still am not convinced he's going to be on the roster for week 1. I'm still not convinced. But in the same breath, they never gave Jarrett Stidham a chance when Cam Newton was throwing for 69 yards.
Nice. No, because he was in Texas at a wedding for a fucking month and a half with his wife.
So I don't know. Is Jarrett Stidham the odd man out? It's not like Bill Belichick to completely give up on an asset. And I don't think, what are you going to get for Jarrett Stidham if you trade him? Nothing. He's not going to release him. Are they going to try and get him to the practice squad, clear him through waivers? I don't think that's going to work. Someone will pick him up.
Some douchebag with a vendetta against the Patriots would definitely take him.
I can totally see them cutting Brian Hoyer and bringing him back for each week for a practice for basically a second, third quarterback coach or whatever. Yeah. That it's kind of what it seems like to me. But
because I think he's 30. He's not that old. He's probably like 36, 37. Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, he's got to be in his mid 30s, something like that.
Yeah, so he's not old. So it's not like he's on his way out the door, like retirement. Like he's got probably a few more years left.
Yeah, I don't know what his salary is, but they probably guaranteed him a decent amount of money, more, and just give him a nice little cushy job. Come mentor the kid. We'll keep you on the practice squad. You'll paid every week. You'll never get hit. That type of deal.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you that I didn't see out there. Everyone's expecting Hightower back, and Belichick spoke to the media, and he didn't say outright that Hightower will be coming back, but he didn't say he wouldn't, which is a little bit iffy to me. I'm kind of getting a little bit worried about Dante Hightower and him coming back or not. He wasn't there today. He hasn't been there. So what's the deal with Hightower, you think?
I think he's on his way out. I think he just had his first kid last offseason. That's why he took the COVID year off, because he had his first child. So him and his wife wanted to make sure everything was fine. So I think taking a year off, losing probably that game weight that you have, linebackers are pretty big. You probably lost 30 pounds of just muscle mass just for not, being in game shape. So maybe he just realizes, I don't have the desire anymore. I got a family now, and you see all these head injuries, CTE shit. He probably was like, no, I just want to stay home now.
So you don't think Hightower's coming back?
Mm-mm. I think he's done.
Wow. Breaking news here from the Simon Sports Show. The bottom of the totem pole of dumb is predicting that Hightower does not come back this year.
No. I think he's done.
I can't agree with that, because I just think you're into OTAs, you're into practices. Like, I don't know if Hightower does Belichick dirty like that.
What if he already knows? What if Belichick already knows he doesn't want to make the announcement for Hightower? Or what if he's seen something and Hightower wouldn't make this team, and it's a Teddy Bruschi type situation where, hey, if you come into camp, you don't look good, you can't pass the physical, we're going to cut you. And he pretty much says, well, fuck it, I don't want to go anywhere else. I just started this family. I'm going to retire.
Maybe, but I think Hightower would walk on this team and be the best front seven player you have on the team. I mean, I get he's a year away from football, and that's going to affect people, but the dude was an animal in 2019. He was an absolute animal.
Yeah. But what's left to prove for him? What's left to prove for him? He's got the Super Bowls, Yeah, but what if you lost it after being out for a year? What if you lost it?
$8 million guaranteed.
Well, all these guys are doing these production companies. I guarantee you he has side ventures that he's doing right now. He can make that $8 million easily.
You get a softer Bill Belichick right now. Like, you're signing the likes of Brian Hoyer. You're keeping Cam Newton in the starting lineup. Devin McCourty is one of the highest paid safeties in the league after on his third contract. Stephon Gilmore's still on the fucking team. You got a softer Bill Belichick right now. I don't think. Oh, here's the bad boy.
Oh boy.
I don't
pray for all of us.
Pray, boys. For everyone, pray. I don't think that this is the type of situation that Bill Belichick is going to handle with Dante Hightower. I have to think that Dante Hightower is going back. Hi, Bill, and you're shitty. I'm buying. Actually, you know what, Bill? We're talking Patriots. Patriots camp just started. Feel free to jump right in. This is the no pleasantries. Nothing else going on. We've already talked about Cam Newton sucks. The Mac Jones. Bob Sosi told us that Cam Newton blows. Mac Jones is already better than Stidham. Feel free to give your piece. I'm going to buy you a fucking webcam and send it to you right now as you speak. So go ahead.
Well, thank you.
And I'm sorry for your troubles today getting out of work into your holiday weekend, which I'm sure you are already ecstatic and fucked up about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cam Newton, I didn't see much of it, but yeah, I mean, he's terrible, but I still expect him to start. I don't care what Bob Sosi says. It's all of Bill's opinion is the only one that fucking matters. And Cam's starting week one. Unless he gets hurt, he's the guy that's going to start week one. I still think Mac Jones has a slim to none chance of starting. And especially if you think by week 4, when you're playing fucking Tampa, they're not going to let him walk Brady in here and fucking run him over. It's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen at all. I don't see Mac starting until at least midseason. The one thing we have to hope for is Cam gets hurt. That's it. I think. Other than that, he's starting. They're giving him every opportunity to start. I just don't expect Mac Jones to get it. I expect him to redshirt every year, the whole year. You've seen it with countless times with Patriots in their first round draft picks and even third, fourth round draft picks. They just redshirt these guys, and that's what I think is going to happen with Mac Jones.
What do you think the deal is with Hightower? He's not there right now. Do you think that Belichick's just letting him work his way back in? Do you think you expect him back? Breaking news before he got on. The bottom of the totem pole believes and has predicted that Dante Hightower is done. He's not coming back.
I tend to lean for him to come back. It's another veteran thing. It's voluntary workouts. The real date's in June. 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
Yeah, June 14th, I think.
Yeah, June 14th is the mandatory mini camps. So talk to me then. A lot of these guys are sitting out. I mean, it doesn't really do much. You're not in pads. You're not in anything. So, I mean, I don't put a lot into it. Talk to me in June. I still think he makes this team. The leadership on defense with him and Kyle Van Noy coming back. I mean, he's still got talent. In 2019, he probably had his best year. Yeah. And then with the COVID, he probably, I think with COVID, that's why he sat out. But he sounds like he's roaring and ready to go. He's on the last year of his deal. I think it's $8.5 to $9 million, I believe.
I would expect that to be restructured, honestly, and maybe that's what's holding it up. But in my opinion, I think it's holding up because he's a veteran. You don't have to show up. You sat out last year. Ray made a good point. You might have dropped 20, 30 pounds just not being in football shape. Get yourself in football shape. Show up when the real practices start. Let's get that contract workable so we can sign Julio Jones. Let's work something out. Dante Hightower is going back. The bottom of the totem pole, dumb. Wild prediction. But, you've been right once or twice in your life. So we'll see. Here's another Patriots thought before we move on. Adam Vinatieri, not unofficially retired on the Pat McAfee show. Your thoughts?
Happy trails. I mean, it's good to see it. What he hasn't had it. What the last year he played was 2019. I don't think he played at all in the COVID year because he's been out.
He got hurt.
Yeah, but he's basically been out of the league, and he was terrible in 2019. I believe they brought it. That was the first time you really saw him get hurt. They brought in kicking competition because he was god awful.
Awful.
You're 46. You're the highest scoring player in NFL history. Good for him. I just wish you'd go in the Hall of Fame as a Patriot, but it's clearly going to be a Colt. And so in that case, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. My thoughts, I agree with Bill and the Queen on that one. Fuck yourself if you're going in as a Colt. You won 3 Super Bowls here, and now you're going to disgrace us like that. Don't they have that marker in the parking lot?
They disgraced him. They didn't give him the money. Don't be such fucking homers on this one, all right? He played more. First of all, he played longer with the Colts. He won a Super Bowl with the Colts. I get it. He didn't win 3. He didn't
one Super Bowl.
I know he didn't win 3 like he won with the Patriots. He won 1 with the Colts. He didn't have the 2001 run with the Patriots, which may be the best run of kickers of all time, including the snowball kick, the overtime kick against Oakland, and the game winner in the Super Bowl. I understand all of that, but they fucking let him go. They did him dirty. They didn't want to pay him over a couple $100,000. All right. So
you surprised by that?
Yeah, no, I'm not, but I'm not going to say fuck Adam Vinatieri over it. Like, he made his choice. He went and got the money that he earned. And because the Patriots didn't want to pay him, that was it. And they held on to the Shankin Gostowski for about 6 years too long because Bill liked them. Look, I'm Team Bill. I'm Team Patriots, but I'm not gonna say fuck Adam Vinatieri if he goes into the Hall as a Colts. It'll suck. It'll hurt. It'll hurt the old heart. I think he had a better career as a Patriot for sure.
Absolutely.
But that's his fucking choice. So whatever. Good for him. Bill, webcam's on the way.
Sweet.
We waited for you to get into the controversy of the sports world, which is kind of taken over, and really just today, as we record Thursday, really taking on a life of its own, especially here in the New England, Boston area. Obviously, I'm talking about Kyrie Irving and his comments after game 2, after the Nets completely demolished the Celtics, by the way, which is not a headline. We don't need to talk about that game. But Kyrie came out and said, I hope it's when asked about his return to Boston for the first time in front of fans, which is, again, let's remember, the first time he was supposed to come in front of fans, he ducked it with a quote unquote shoulder injury. The second time he came, there were no fans because of COVID, and he saged the fucking court like a gypsy. The third time, now he's coming back, and this is the first time he will be in front of. No, the first
gypsy.
You can say gypsy. They are not represented well enough to be a beep. This is the first time that he will be in front of the Celtics crowd, which he was expected to be booed mercilessly for, not because of any subtle racism, which he threw out in his comments, but because he treated the Celtics organization and the fans like a bunch of assholes, because he is an asshole. And obviously, at this point, everyone knows the comments. He said, basically, when speaking about Boston fans treating him coming back to the Garden, I hope we stick to basketball, and there's no belligerent comments, and there are no subtle racist remarks, and you keep that shit to basketball is relatively what he said. Everyone knows the comments at this point. We can get into the racism in Boston if you want, but for right now, on this little turn, everyone take their turn. Just obviously, what a fucking cowardly bullshit, shitty fucking predictable, insufferable remark by Kyrie Irving.
Marcus Smart, do you hear his comments today?
I'm not asking about Marcus Smart. No, I'm asking about Kyrie Irving.
Directly related to this shit. All right, so I can't stand this Kyrie. Yeah, he's ducking. He doesn't want the fan. The racist bullshit I'm tired of fucking hearing at this point. You have bad apples basically everywhere the fuck you go. You know, you got guys like even Kendrick Perkins came out and said it was basically fucking bullshit. But then the little thing Marcus Smart said today was like, yeah, I've heard it. After Danny Ainge went on the fucking radio this morning and basically said, no, I didn't hear shit. Now, no players ever said it. And now you hear that. It's like the stigma needs to die. And Kyrie is a driving force, especially now. It's like there was no need to throw a dig at it. There was no need for it. Like there's 5,000 fans in the fucking stands. Like there's just no need to fucking throw the race card out there. There's no fucking need because the whole city of Boston that just hates your fucking guts, and now all of a sudden like we're just gonna throw some racist shit at you. Fuck you, Kyrie. I'm just done with him. I hope he dies on the way to Boston. I don't even care anymore. Let him fucking die.
His comments alone hurt Boston more than him leaving and not re-upping in Boston, I think. I mean, this just put a black eye, and the league listens to him. I mean, Tatum was a big listener. Kyrie, he's a big influence in this league. So him saying this, it just puts a bad look on Boston for free agency, for young kids coming up in the draft in college right now. That this won't be a destination. It wasn't already. Now it's definitely not going to be a destination for these African American players to come play in Boston. So this alone. And like Bill said, I hope he fucking tears an ACL, breaks a fibia, something like that, because this guy's an absolute cunt. He just doesn't want to get booed. He has the biggest target on his back coming into Boston now. He's going to get booed mercifully.
That's a hard word.
Whatever.
It's a hard word.
Neither one of you could have said that word.
No, but he's going to get booed. He just put a huge target on his back. You think the drunk Boston guys aren't going to say shit to him? You're going to get a round of boos, and he's going to take the rest of the series off.
Wait till game. Hold on.
Let me round what you guys said into shape, because I think that you're right.
Just say the words right,
but I think that you're coming from a honest and raw place from a Boston fan and residents perspective, and everyone in the media that I've been listening to, from the national to the local guys, are rightfully so, dancing and walking around this subject because a lot of them are white, and it's a hard thing to talk about when you're white, especially in this type of society that we're in. And that society is not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. What Kyrie said is not necessarily true. There's certainly racism, and we know for a fact that there have been racist remarks said at games in Boston. Adam Jones is the number one that comes to mind.
He was playing for Baltimore, yeah.
When he was playing for Baltimore in center field, the N-word was laid upon him. There haven't been any specific instances like that at the Garden, to my knowledge, in recent history. So whatever Marcus Smart is talking about, I'm not sure what that is. However, Bill, I think your point is valiant and raised that Kyrie Irving, for whatever reason, holds a grasp on these players and on these guys because he carries himself as the smartest guy in the room, even though his fucking information, for what it seems like, comes from YouTube.
Yeah. What is government?
Marcus Smart was asked the question, have you heard the racist things out of the fans in Boston? And to his credit, I don't disbelieve him. I'm sure he has.
I disbelieve him, and I'm going to tell you why. Because he said in Oklahoma State that some dude that he punched in the fucking stands called him an N-word, and then he backtracked after he got a huge suspension and said, "Yeah, that never happened." He's
okay.
Well,
liar. Hold on. All right. Well, Marcus Smart might be the wrong guy, same as Kyrie might be the wrong guy to be taking on this subject. And that's what Kyrie did. He belittled an important subject across the league and across the country. And maybe Marcus Smart's not the right guy to do it, Bill, because of his history. However, that being said, I won't disbelieve him because I do. Of course, there are racist fucking people in Boston because there are racist people ever. My point is, if he was asked the question, have you heard racist remarks in Utah? The answer probably would be yes. Have you heard it in Atlanta? Probably yes. You've probably heard it in a lot of places that you've played because it's a fucking problem everywhere. And the fact that in the point of this that is getting buried now by the overall agenda that Boston is a racist town, which I think is overplayed at this point. Of course, there's racism here, but I don't know how much worse it is than everywhere else. Yeah. I mean, Atlanta, you just lost the MLB All-Star game because your governor put in a law that people consider racist. So, and nobody talks about Atlanta as racism. And in Philadelphia, you just had someone dump popcorn on Russell Westbrook. And in New York City, you just had someone spit on Trae Young. And nobody talks about those cities as overtly racist. So I think Boston gets put into an unfair conversation when it comes to racism. And unfortunately, I think the players fall in, they get sucked into that. And I think that's what's happening here. But to the greater point, we would not be talking about this if Kyrie Irving selfishly did not duck the Boston fans by bringing up fucking racism in Boston, which in 2019, he was asked directly about, have you ever experienced racism in Boston? He said emphatically no. The same year that he said, I would like to be asked back here if you would have me. And that's why you're getting booed, Kyrie, you fucking insufferable prick, you douchebag.
Yeah, you can use cunt there.
He is the, I mean, I've said this 1,000 times, easily the hatest fucking athlete. Easily the easiest athlete to hate. Just shut the fuck up. Face the music, dude. You left. Face the music like everybody else. It's sports. You show up, you're the enemy, you get booed. Face the fucking music. You're gonna win by 30. Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
KD didn't say anything when he went back to Oklahoma City when he was with the Golden State. He just went there, took it like a fucking man. He's the biggest baby bag bitches. Jesus Christ. Just fucking take it,
even
dude.
LeBron haters. He never, I mean, obviously he never said anything bad about Cleveland. He's never going to say anything about Miami. Like, just Kyrie, back. Okay, the racist part has been said. Kyrie Irving, you coward. Oh, you coward. I hope that they face the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals and lose. That's me rooting for the fucking Knicks because what a absolute burn that would be.
Anyone but the Nets now, baby. I'll take anyone but the Nets.
God. Oh, I hope face the Lakers and just LeBron put you in a locker. I'll root for the fucking Lakers.
Yep.
Oh, what a fucking insufferable prick. And obviously we didn't touch on Kendrick Perkins, came out in response and obviously said a lot of great things to say about the city of Boston. In that same show, I was watching Stephen A. Smith basically said the same thing we did, that Kyrie, you're out of bounds here. That was the wrong thing to say. Even if a part of it might be true, what are you bringing it up for? There's no point there. Real quickly, the Danny Ainge comments, which are now going viral. He's getting fucking slammed for what you said, Bill. I haven't heard any of this in 26 years. Bullshit, Danny. Fuck you, dude. Like, you've heard it. Of course you fucking heard it. Like, that was just a dumbass thing to say by Danny. He was pissed. Like, we're pissed at Kyrie.
Yeah. Especially when he says we had been conversations with Kyrie and this has never been brought up. So it's kind of like, I don't know. He's trying to protect his ass. He's trying to protect his assets with the 2 young Jays. And you want to bring people in. And so you guys cover your ass. But yeah, I mean, you were the most dominant white team in the NBA in the 80s. And you didn't hear any racism. Bullshit.
We were also the first team ever to start an all African American starting 5. You drafted Bill.
Well, I'm just saying when he was playing. I
understand, but I mean,
yeah, but Bill Russell didn't want his number retired because of burning crosses in his yard when he played for Boston. Of course, Danny Ainge has heard racism in Boston as a Celtics player. Of course he has. Why would you, like, he's not dumb. He's been in this position for 30 years. How do you think that's going to go over the media saying, I've never heard a Celtics player say I've experienced racism in Boston? Bullshit. All 3 of us have been in Boston and probably heard someone drop an N-bomb.
We've been to a game. Oh, yeah, we've been to games. We heard that. Yeah.
Everyone that's been in the Garden has heard someone be racist in some way or another. It's like, for Danny Ainge to come out and say that was just a real lapse in judgment. I guarantee the Celtics and him will come out with a statement in the next day or two saying, look,
apologizing.
I spoke at a turn. Obviously, I didn't mean what I said. You understand what I'm trying to say. I think that we've built a good culture here. And I do. I think the Celtics built a really great culture in terms of race and whatever else. It's just, I think, Bill, I think you say it with your face that we can barely see. It's just frustrating at this point.
It really is. I'm just tired of hearing
about it. Like,
I'm tired of it.
It's like, it's frustrating.
And it's not just in basketball. Again, you alluded to the Red Sox shit with Adam Jones. You heard Torrey Hunter basically said I would have never signed in Boston because of all that shit. So it's just frustrating to hear, because then it's like you hear the other side where Kevin Garnett, Jermaine Wiggins on the radio this morning was preaching how we're not racist and all that. He's from the city, all this other shit. You know what I mean? And it's just so fucking frustrating. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm just tired of it. And to hear it from Kyrie Irving makes it even worse and just more tiresome. Yeah. If that's a word.
Tiresome's a great Kyrie Irving and tiresome they are synonyms. They are Ray. That means they mean the same thing.
The same thing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good job. That's a really actually great way to
put that, tomorrow,
Bill. And it's a great way to stop. Does anyone have anything? You guys have anything to say about the 2 fans kicked out? The Philly fan, the Knicks fan, both kicked out. The Philly fan for life, I think. I don't know what they said about the Knicks fan. I'll just say my piece quickly and we'll move on. The Philly fans, they're getting soft. They used to throw batteries and they used to throw beer bottles at players. Now they're dumping popcorn. Philly fans are just soft. Knicks fan, you spit on someone, that's the most disrespectful thing that you can do. Fuck that guy. Send him to the gulags.
Popcorn.
The Philly popcorn. The fucking
that's soft
outrage from the Philly stuff on Westbrook. I couldn't help but laugh.
Dude, it's fucking popcorn.
He had like 7 guys
to be arrested. Bill, what's the worst thing that's been thrown at you in a bar and no one's been arrested? And this guy,
a lot worse than popcorn.
People want this guy arrested for fucking popcorn.
Well, you see LeBron. The guy wants LeBron. LeBron wants him to lose his fucking job.
It's like, dude, who gives a
shit? It's LeBron.
Oh God, I don't care. I think it's funny.
We had chicken fingers thrown at us in Philly. What is it with the food in Philly?
We were fans and had food thrown at us and nothing happened to us. And I get it. The player safety, I guess it could have been something else.
They don't want another melee at the Palace. I mean,
the butter get in his eyes and he can't fucking play ever again.
But the melee at the Palace, those fans lost their right to come to the game and whatever else, and whatever the repercussions were in real life, they dealt with. But Meta World Peace had a 10-year fucking career after that and made millions of dollars. Russell Westbrook is going to make $100 million on his next contract. If that guy's face is plastered all over the internet and he has a job that's that's affected by it. He loses his livelihood. His job is fucking gone.
Yeah, that was
his
one of
life
the
is
things.
fucking ruined. Fuck you, LeBron. Like,
and it's not anything racist either, dude. He's a fucking trash bag, scumbag Philadelphia fan.
It's a mob
yeah, but Russell
mentality.
Westbrook's getting into
fanatics.
He's been doing it all along. This is like the 5th or 6th time that he's gotten involved with a fan. So this isn't Russell Westbrook's first time, and he lights the fire. You get drunk fans and you just egg them on. That's what's going to happen. You get shit thrown at you.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not defending him by no means. I'm not defending the fan by no.
Shut up, Ray.
And I don't think you should throw things at people, and I don't think you should throw.
No. But you shouldn't also egg fans on either.
No, but I don't think Russell Westbrook did that.
He didn't do anything. He did nothing. He was hurting. He was walking out hurt. Helped.
You have a bad rap on your fucking chart. I mean,
well,
you don't know.
To Ray's
That's a
point,
baby back bitch move from Westbrook. I don't give a shit. It's fucking popcorn. Go in the fucking locker room and leave it there. Don't fucking try to fight the fan. The fan would turn out to be a pussy because you saw he pissed off Westbrook. What did he do? He sat down and hid behind all his fucking boys. I don't
care about Westbrook's reaction. Yeah, fine. You want to act tough and try to fight him. You're never going to tough fight him. The LeBron reaction is what got me.
Pissed me off. Dude,
well, LeBron has to get involved. Anything that happens, LeBron has to get involved with.
To Ray's point, if Russell Westbrook hit a game-winning shot, he'd be flaunting his jersey and pumping his fist and saying "shush the fuck up" like Trae Young was doing to the Knicks fans. So what does that mean? So it's sports. This is why we like sports. There's a little edge. There's a good amount of edge, and there's a little bit of violence, and there's some there's a little risk there. There's a little risk, and if the risk is fucking popcorn on your head, just walk into the locker room and shut up. And fine the guy. Fine the guy $10,000. He won't do it again. No one else will do it again. Fine him $10,000.
Simple assault with some fucking popcorn.
Simple assault. Oh my God. Yeah, let's give the guy a fucking misdemeanor that he has to deal with for 7 years.
Oh, that's a violation. $300 fine in New Hampshire.
You're talking to the wrong guy. You're talking to the wrong
guy. Speaking of that, all right, we're along here because Bill was late. Well, let's move on. We got to go hockey. Islanders beat the Pens. B's looking at the Islanders here in round 2. 8 p.m. start on Saturday. We got round 2. Bruins versus Islanders. Finally, we can get out of the.
Is it Saturday confirmed?
Yep. Saturday, 8 p.m. We can get out of the NBA and Patriots practice bullshit. We can finally get back to shit that means something. Bruins versus Islanders on Saturday. Just give me your initial thoughts. Not a lot of time spent on this. We'll do some more here on after the first game.
It's gonna be a tough series. I mean, Barry Trotz, he just won his 7th straight first round series. I mean, the way he took him to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, they had your number until Taylor Hall came. The Bruins are favored. I believe it's minus 220.
No, 200.
So it went down. It was over. Yeah. It was like minus 225 like earlier today. The series is going to be a grind. You got to win some close games. 2-1, 3-2 games. I expect the Bruins to win in 6. Truthfully, I mean, I know it's a little early for predictions, but I expect them to.
It's prediction really season. The game. This is Friday. This is release. Game starts Saturday. So
I expect to win
Bruins in 6.
I got Bruins in 6. Sorokin for them right now is kind of taking over that rookie goalie down there. I mean, you've seen Varlamov not really play much of this postseason now, and there seems like they're going to ride the hot goalie. Maybe the Bruins should think about doing that with Jeremy Swayman, as you're kind of seeing it around the league. I'm not saying now, but like when we were talking about going into the postseason, it was like, all right, I was iffy going with Tuukka, but I was confident we could do okay with Swayman. But you're seeing it now. Sorokin's a rookie. He's 23 years old. He's hot. He carried them against Pittsburgh, and hopefully you can fucking get by him, because I mean their goaltender situation seems like a lot better than the Bruins do right now.
Right, here's what I'll say about the Islanders. If you take a look, no, I didn't watch all the last 3 games. I didn't sit down and watch the Islanders Pens game 3 games, but I took a look, a little bit of the highlights and a little bit of not the game film, but I just went back and I have the NHL stuff. Humble brag. I watched some of it. Look at those scores. The Islanders are not ones to score a bunch of goals. They won that last game 5-3. The Penguins,
Jaffrey is fucking
shit on themselves.
Cherry,
they puked on themselves. They absolutely puked on themselves in goal and in defense, and the Bruins are not going to do that. You're absolutely right. It's going to be a grind, but I trust the Bruins top 2 lines to outperform the Islanders. And like I said, once they got Taylor Hall, they got their number. 4 out of the 8 games have been decided by 1 goal or less. In the Capital Series, all of their games was decided by 1 goal or less. I expect the Bruins.
No, it wasn't.
Yep, it was. All of the Bruins were. I expect the Bruins to 6, maybe even 5. Give me 5. Let me take the.
Wow, you're the homer here. All
let me
right.
take the gentleman's sweep. Bruins in 5.
Well, the other thing that Bill didn't mention is that Sorokin has only played in 22 games. He has a 9.12 save percentage. I think we got to do what we did with Washington. Just pepper him with shots. 30 plus shots a game. You just test him. You got to test him early. You got to test him often. And Kyle Palmieri is now the Bruins killer that he was on New Jersey. He's the leading scorer for the Devils right now. I mean, for the Islanders right now in the playoffs with 3. And then you got Barzlov, who 2015. Barzal, sorry. Yeah, and he's, led the team with 45 points in the regular season. So those are your 2 guys you're going to watch in the playoffs this week. So we'll see what happens.
Barzal's so fucking good.
Yeah,
Bruins in 7. Bruins in 7.
Oh, Bees in 7.
Can
okay.
I just counter your point?
5, 6,
Hold
7.
on. Yeah, did you not watch the last 2 games where they had like 30 shots combined? What do you mean pepper them with shots? The last 2 games they didn't do shit against fucking Samsonov. The Bruins did. So I mean, you got to muster more shots. I mean. Samsonov, sorry. You went 4-1. Rask had 18 saves. I get.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you guys shoot on him.
You had 18 shots. They had 18 shots. They had the 2 second periods in game 4 and 5. They had 2 goals and 4 shots in the game before, or game 3. I'm sorry. They had 1 goal and 3 shots in the 3rd period. That shit can't happen if you expect to win these games.
Ray didn't say that they can.
I'm not talking about Tuukka.
They should. Ray said that the Bruins should.
I know, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it against Samsonov.
We'll see. Samsonov, and it might not be their approach anymore. They might be looking for quality over quantity. Regardless, you're talking about a rookie goaltender. You want to put pressure on him, whether that's shots on goal or just putting people in front of him, whatever it is. I agree. Offensively with Ray, you got to put pressure on the rookie goaltender. That's that's a no-brainer.
No, I don't
baby.
disagree.
Pucks
but you just
net.
had a rookie goaltender that you couldn't get muster shots up on against Washington. So you got to hope which is a better. Really, the Islanders are a better defensive team, and you expect if you're getting under 20 shots a game, you're not going to win. So you need to score, need to get shots, but you can't do it. You haven't done it yet.
I don't disagree with that, and that's
you
not
did
what
it better
Ray,
against.
It's not what Ray said. I'm bad cop, Bill. I'm bad cop, you, Bill, because we're late and we're moving on from Bruins talk because we're going to have a lot of Bruins talk. And I just want to touch on this Spygate stuff. We might not have time for the Red Sox.
Darn.
Seth Wickersham, was this guy scorned by fucking Ernie Adams early in his career or what? How many goddamn times has this guy written a piece about the fucking Patriots? I'm at this point, I don't know if you guys have read the whole thing. I'm assuming Ray hasn't because it's pretty long.
There's no pictures.
There's no pictures at all, but the piece obviously released this week from Seth Wickersham and somebody else at ESPN, whoever, it doesn't matter, was relating back to Spygate, not the Flakegate, Spygate, 2007 cheating scandal, which basically the headline was Arnold Specter investigated the Patriots and the NFL in the Spygate as a lifelong Eagles fan and a 50-year fucking sitting Congress senator. Investigated Spygate and was offered a bribe by Donald Trump via Robert Kraft to stop investigating Spygate. That was basically the story. It was like 1,500 fucking words.
Yeah, it took me like 4 hours to read this stupid ass fucking
basically just going over exactly what Spygate was and all of the information that we already knew about Kraft and Trump, all to the same point that Arlen Specter, and the source of this fucking story was his son, who said the guy was Trump. And the only reason this is getting play is because Trump's name is involved, and that's going to get headlines. And he's being investigated, probably will be indicted by the Southern District of New York. And that's it. That's it. It's a fucking click piece from ESPN. And anybody who thinks otherwise is an asshole.
Patriots cheating. Donald Trump, 2021, clickbait. That's all that was.
Wow, what a fucking there's some juicy details in there. I mean, the idea of Donald Trump like meeting Arlen Specter at Mar-a-Lago and going, "Hey, Bobby Kraft would like me to tell you that, there's $500,000 waiting for you down here in a bag for your campaign results if you just drop this Spygate bullshit. And by the way, you're investing in the Spygate bullshit because you're an Eagles fan and you lost to them. And Comcast is in a big fucking fight with the NFL right now, who are the biggest donor to your campaign. Anybody who looked at this and didn't just see through the lines that everyone's playing in the mud. You got the United States Congress and the NFL, two of the dirtiest organizations that the world has ever seen. What do you think's happening? What the fuck do you think's happening? It's called greasing the skids. What do you think's happening?
Dude, I just want Belichick to pass fucking Don Shula. And I want Alan Spector to be fucking dug up so Belichick can piss on his fucking skeletal remains. Just to rub it in his face. I don't care. And if he was cremated, I hope a cat shits in his urn. Uses as a fucking litter box. I'm done with Spygate. I'm done with it. Please be over with it. Dude, it was almost 20 fucking years ago. God, what were you going to do as Congress? You couldn't do shit. What was he going to do in fucking? You couldn't do shit.
Bill, he was the only one. He was the only one out of all of the House of Representatives and all of the senators that had that wanted to do any. They were ridiculing him. He lost his seat in the Senate because of this. He lost it.
For president.
And then when he tried to get it, in his last go at it, he kind of extortion-y went to Kraft and was like, "Give me some fucking money."
Oh, the cat litter box. That was fucking
cat
priceless.
Litter box was excellent. All right, we're going real long. I don't want to touch on the Red Sox series here, but just quickly, Bill, Ray, take a nap. They beat the Braves 9-5 last night in a 3-hour rain delay. Ridiculous. Pivetta with an okay start. Look, Pivetta might be your best pitcher right now, and he's not that great, which says a lot.
9-1 or 10-1 in his career starts.
Yeah,
in the Red
he's
Sox
6-0. Yeah, in career. Yeah, he's 6-0 this season with 3.86 ERA. Just real nice for a number 3 starter, and that's basically all you got. That's a story for another day. This game, Ottavino almost blows it. Barnes comes in, saves it. A couple other pieces here for the Sox. Franchi is optioned down to the Woo Sox. We'll see who gets called up. But we were texting about it today. That looks like right now. That looks like a big loss on Chaim Bloom's record on the Benintendi trade.
Oh, dude, but you still got the biggest thing is you have 3 players to be named later. A lot of times those turn out to be shit, but I think, with Bloom coming from Pittsburgh, I think that Tampa, they value those players to be named later more so than the Red Sox would. Usually those are just throw-ins for trades. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, you got with the Witkowski from the Mets. I believe he came over from the Mets. You got to hope you hit something because Frenchie is a complete and utter loss. 37 strikeouts and 102 at bats. It's over with. It's a joke. And Benintenti's hit 280 right now. I think he's at 5 jacks, 6 stolen, 7 stolen.
By the way, I love Benintendi. Had a game-winning World Series catch. Obviously, the bat went the other way. Whatever. Yep, it's going to go bad as a bad deal. I don't care what they get back. Benintendi will be a nice ball player for the rest of his career. Winkowski is pitching okay. Those players to be named later will be nothing. Franchi was a disaster from the get-go. That's a loss. You're going to have to eat that one, Chaim. Hopefully other things work out from you. And the last piece here, actually, you know what? We're late. Let's do this on the after show if anyone wants to listen. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines, May 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
I didn't trust my computer there for a second.